The story begins in the aftermath of a devastating battle that shook the very foundations of the Earth. 7 years have passed since the death of Son Goku, the legendary Saiyan warrior who sacrificed himself to protect his loved ones and the planet from the threat of the evil Majin Buu. Goku's absence left a void in the hearts of his friends and family, but it also ignited a fire within his son, Gohan, and his closest allies to grow stronger and honor his legacy. The world has moved on, but the scars of that fateful battle remain, and the memory of Goku's heroism continues to inspire those who knew him. In the other world, Goku's spirit roams freely, training relentlessly under the watchful eye of King Kai. Determined to surpass his limits and achieve new heights of power, Goku has taken on an extraordinary challenge, wearing gravity rings weighing a staggering 40 tons on each limb. These rings, forged in the depths of the other world, are designed to push his body and mind to their absolute limits. Every movement is a struggle, every punch and kick requiring immense effort, but Goku thrives under the pressure. His Saiyan blood burns with the desire to grow stronger, and he knows that only through such extreme training can he hope to unlock the next stage of his potential, Super Saiyan 3. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Gohan has taken up the mantle of protector in his father's absence. Now a young adult, Gohan has grown into a formidable warrior in his own right, blending his Saiyan heritage with his scholarly pursuits. However, the peace he and his friends have worked so hard to maintain is once again threatened. A new enemy has emerged, a mysterious figure known only as the Shadow, who possesses unimaginable power and a deep-seated hatred for the Saiyan race. The Shadow's motives are unclear, but his strength is undeniable, and his arrival has sent shockwaves through the martial arts world. The story's main conflict is set into motion when the Shadow launches a surprise attack on Earth's capital city, unleashing a wave of destruction that leaves even the Z fighters struggling to respond. Gohan, Piccolo, Vegeta, and the others rush to the scene, but they are quickly overwhelmed by the Shadow's sheer power and speed. His attacks are precise and devastating, each strike infused with dark energy that seems to sap the strength of his opponents. Gohan, despite his training, finds himself outmatched, and even Vegeta's prideful determination is not enough to turn the tide. The Shadow mocks them, taunting them with their inability to protect the world Goku died to save. As the battle rages on, Gohan taps into his latent potential, transforming into his ultimate form. His power surges, and for a moment, it seems as though he might be able to stand against the Shadow. However, the enemy reveals a terrifying ability: he can absorb the energy of his opponents, growing stronger with each attack. Gohan's efforts only serve to fuel the Shadow's power, and the Z fighters are left battered and defeated. In a desperate move, Piccolo distracts the Shadow long enough for Gohan and the others to retreat, but the cost is high. Piccolo is gravely injured, and the team is left with no choice but to regroup and devise a new strategy. Back in the other world, Goku senses the turmoil on Earth through his connection with his friends. He knows that time is running out and that he must accelerate his training if he hopes to make a difference. With a roar of determination, Goku pushes himself to the brink, channeling every ounce of his energy into breaking through the barriers that hold him back. The gravity rings strain against his muscles as he powers up, his golden aura flaring brighter and brighter until it reaches a blinding intensity. In a moment of pure transcendence, Goku achieves the transformation he has been striving for, Super Saiyan 3. His hair grows long and wild, his aura crackles with raw energy, and his power level soars to unimaginable heights. But even this might not be enough to face the Shadow, and Goku knows that he must return to Earth before it's too late. The stage is set for an epic confrontation, with the fate of the world hanging in the balance. Goku's return promises hope, but the Shadow's power is unlike anything the Z fighters have ever faced. As the story unfolds, the characters' motivations are laid bare: Goku's desire to protect his loved ones and prove himself as the ultimate warrior, Gohan's struggle to live up to his father's legacy, and Vegeta's unyielding pride and determination to surpass Goku. The initial fight scenes highlight the immense strength and skill of the characters, with vivid descriptions of their attacks, counters, and transformations. Gohan's ultimate form radiates with golden energy as he unleashes a barrage of ki blasts, each one exploding with devastating force. Vegeta's Gallic gun tears through the battlefield, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. And Piccolo's cunning and tactical brilliance shine as he uses his Mekanko Sappo to strike at the Shadow's weak points. Yet, despite their efforts, the Shadow remains a formidable foe, his dark energy swirling around him like a storm as he counters their every move with ruthless efficiency. As the first part of the story concludes, the stakes are higher than ever. The Z fighters are battered but not broken, and Goku's imminent return offers a glimmer of hope. But the Shadow's true power has yet to be revealed, and the battle for Earth's survival is far from over. The stage is set for an epic showdown, and the fate of the world rests in the hands of its greatest warriors. The battle raged on with an intensity that shook the very fabric of the earth. Goku, having spent 7 years in the other world training under King Kai and mastering the 40-ton gravity rings, now stood face to face with Majin Buu, the embodiment of chaos and destruction. The air crackled with energy as the two titans clashed, their movements a blur of speed and power. Goku's muscles strained under the immense gravity he had grown accustomed to, but his determination burned brighter than ever. He knew this was the moment to push past his limits and protect everything he held dear. The fight began with a flurry of punches and kicks, each strike sending shockwaves across the battlefield. Goku's movements were precise, his years of training allowing him to anticipate Buu's attacks. However, Buu's regenerative abilities made him a formidable opponent. Every time Goku landed a devastating blow, Buu's body would reform, his laughter echoing menacingly. "Is that all you've got, Saiyan?" Buu taunted, his pink, rubbery form twisting and contorting as he launched a barrage of energy blasts. Goku dodged and weaved, his reflexes honed to perfection, but the sheer volume of attacks forced him to retreat momentarily. Realizing that brute force alone wouldn't be enough, Goku shifted his strategy. He began to channel his energy, his aura flaring as he prepared to unleash a new level of power. "You've pushed me this far, Buu," Goku muttered, his voice steady despite the strain. "But now it's time to show you what I've been working on." With a roar, Goku's hair began to lengthen, his muscles bulging as he transformed into Super Saiyan 3. The ground beneath him cracked under the pressure, and the sky darkened as his energy surged. Buu's eyes widened in surprise, but he quickly recovered, his grin returning. "Interesting. Let's see how long you can keep this up." The battle escalated to new heights as Goku and Buu exchanged blows that shattered mountains and split the earth. Goku's Super Saiyan 3 form granted him immense power, but it came at a cost, his energy was draining rapidly. He knew he had to end the fight quickly. With a burst of speed, Goku closed the distance between them, delivering a devastating uppercut that sent Buu soaring into the sky. Before Buu could recover, Goku teleported above him, his hands glowing with energy. "Kamehameha," he shouted, unleashing a massive energy wave that engulfed Buu in a blinding explosion. But even this wasn't enough. As the smoke cleared, Buu emerged, his body reforming once again. "You're strong, Saiyan," Buu admitted, his voice tinged with admiration. "But I'm stronger." With a roar, Buu unleashed his own energy wave, forcing Goku to block with all his might. The collision of their attacks created a shockwave that rippled across the planet, toppling trees and leveling cities. Goku gritted his teeth, his muscles screaming in protest as he struggled to hold his ground. He knew he couldn't keep this up forever. Desperation fueled Goku's next move. Drawing on every ounce of strength he had left, he began to gather energy from the surrounding environment. The air itself seemed to vibrate as Goku's power reached its peak. "This is it, Buu," Goku shouted, his voice filled with resolve. The end of the line. With a final, earth-shattering roar, Goku unleashed a spirit bomb, the culmination of his training and determination. The massive sphere of energy hurtled toward Buu, its light blinding and its power unmatched. Buu tried to evade, but the spirit bomb's sheer size and speed left him with no escape. The explosion that followed was unlike anything the world had ever seen, a brilliant flash of light that consumed everything in its path. As the dust settled, Goku stood amidst the ruins, his body trembling with exhaustion. He had given everything he had, and now it was up to fate to decide the outcome. Slowly, the smoke cleared, revealing Buu's shattered form. The once unstoppable monster was now reduced to a lifeless husk, his reign of terror finally over. Goku collapsed to his knees, his Super Saiyan 3 form fading as his energy reserves were depleted. He had done it. He had pushed past his limits, adapted to the fight, and emerged victorious. But the cost had been high. The battlefield was in ruins, and the toll on Goku's body was immense. As he lay there, staring up at the sky, he couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. He had proven that even in the face of overwhelming odds, a Saiyan's spirit could never be broken. The fight was over, but the lessons he had learned would stay with him forever. And as the sun began to rise, casting its golden light over the devastated landscape, Goku knew that this was just the beginning. There would always be new challenges, new battles to fight. But for now, he allowed himself a moment of rest, knowing that he had given everything to protect the ones he loved. The final battle in 7:40 reaches its climax as the skies above Earth churn with energy, the atmosphere crackling under the weight of two titanic forces. Goku, now fully transformed into Super Saiyan 3, stands at the center of the storm, his golden hair flowing like a cascade of light, his aura radiating an overwhelming pressure that shakes the very fabric of the planet. Across from him, the villain, a being of pure destruction born from the remnants of the universe's darkest energies, looms, its form shifting and writhing like a living shadow. The stakes are clear: if Goku fails, the universe will be consumed by an eternal void. The fight begins with a deafening roar as Goku launches himself forward, his fists cloaked in blinding energy. The villain counters with a barrage of dark energy blasts, each one capable of obliterating mountains, but Goku weaves through them with impossible speed, his movements a blur even to the trained eyes of his allies watching from below. The ground beneath them fractures with every collision, the shockwaves sending tremors across the globe. Goku's punches land with the force of a supernova, each strike carving craters into the landscape, but the villain absorbs the blows with eerie calm, its form reforming almost instantly. "Is this all you've got, Saiyan?" It taunts, its voice echoing like 1,000 whispers. "You've grown stronger, but strength alone won't save you." Goku grits his teeth, his muscles straining under the immense power of Super Saiyan 3. The transformation, while awe-inspiring, drains him faster than he anticipated. His breaths come in ragged gasps, and he can feel the strain on his body as the energy required to maintain the form begins to take its toll. But he can't afford to falter, not now. With a guttural cry, he channels every ounce of his remaining energy into a single, devastating attack. Kamehameha! He roars, the blue-white beam erupting from his palms with the force of a collapsing star. The villain raises its arms, summoning a shield of darkness to block the attack, but the sheer power of the Kamehameha forces it back, its feet carving deep trenches into the earth. As the beam dissipates, Goku stumbles, his body trembling from exhaustion. The villain, though visibly damaged, begins to regenerate, its form knitting itself back together with terrifying speed. "You're running out of time, Saiyan," it sneers, its voice dripping with malice. "Your power is impressive, but it's not enough to destroy me. I am eternal." Goku's mind races, his thoughts a whirlwind of desperation and determination. He knows he can't win like this, not with brute force alone. He needs something more, something beyond even Super Saiyan 3. In that moment, a memory flashes through his mind, his years of training in the afterlife, the grueling hours spent under the crushing weight of 40-ton gravity rings, the countless battles that pushed him to his limits and beyond. He remembers the words of King Kai, his mentor, who once told him, "True strength isn't just about power, it's about understanding yourself, your limits, and what lies beyond them." Goku closes his eyes, his breathing slowing as he focuses inward. He feels the energy within him, not just the raw power of a Super Saiyan, but something deeper, something primal. It's the essence of who he is, the culmination of every battle, every victory, every loss. With a sudden surge of clarity, Goku's eyes snap open, their golden glow intensifying. His aura shifts, becoming denser, more focused, as if the very air around him is bending to his will. The villain hesitates, sensing the change, but before it can react, Goku moves. His speed is beyond comprehension, his body a streak of light as he closes the distance in an instant. His fist connects with the villain's chest, the impact sending shockwaves rippling through the atmosphere. But this time, the blow doesn't just damage, it destroys. The villain's form begins to disintegrate, its dark energy unraveling under the sheer force of Goku's attack. This is impossible. The villain screams, its voice filled with panic. "You can't defeat me. I am the end of all things." Goku doesn't respond, his expression one of grim determination. He raises his hand, a sphere of pure energy forming in his palm. "This is for everyone," he says quietly, his voice carrying the weight of his resolve. "For my friends, my family, and for the universe." With a final, earth-shattering roar, he unleashes the energy sphere, the blast engulfing the villain in a blinding explosion of light. The force of the attack tears through the sky, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake, but when the light fades, the villain is gone, its presence erased from existence. Goku collapses to his knees, his body trembling as the Super Saiyan 3 transformation fades. The golden aura dissipates, leaving him pale and exhausted, but alive. His allies rush to his side, their faces a mix of relief and awe. "You did it, Goku," Krillin says, his voice choked with emotion. "You saved us all." Goku manages a weak smile, his eyes heavy with fatigue. "I couldn't have done it without all of you," he replies. "This victory, it belongs to everyone." The aftermath of the battle is profound. The universe, once teetering on the brink of annihilation, is now safe, its future secured by Goku's sacrifice and determination. But the cost is not forgotten. The scars of the battle remain, both physical and emotional, a reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of protecting what matters most. Goku's actions have changed the dynamics of the universe, inspiring a new generation of warriors to rise and defend their worlds. His legacy, forged in the fires of countless battles, becomes a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of perseverance and the strength of the human, and Saiyan, spirit. As the sun rises over the horizon, casting its golden light over the battered but resilient Earth, Goku stands with his friends, his family, and his allies. The battle is over, but the journey continues. And though the road ahead is uncertain, one thing is clear: as long as there are those willing to fight for what they believe in, the universe will always have a chance.